Welcome back, everybody, to Magnolia on Money. Today, we're going to talk about if we were retiring in 2026. Okay, so if somebody's thinking about retiring, that you want to listen to this. Here's what we would worry about. When we say worry, here's what we would think about and maybe make sure we had addressed before we retired. Number one, we would want to make sure that we had reliable income in place to meet our desired lifestyle. So we don't just look at balances. Balances are, they really don't mean anything in the long run. It's basically, what does this balance produce? What kind of income, reliable income, can we pull off these accounts? And so we would want to plan around that to have reliable income. The other is taxes. So we want to make sure that you understand your tax rates. We understand all of the accounts that you have and when we are going to start pulling from each of those accounts to minimize our tax situation based off today's taxes. The other is, I would really want to understand my healthcare cost. So premiums for if you're retiring before 65, how am I going to bridge the gap to 65? And then what will healthcare costs be after that? So we got Medicare costs, we got supplements if we're going to have those. So I would want to understand that and how that plays a role in my plan and maybe what those costs were. I think I would also really be thinking about Social Security and when to take Social Security. And if I'm married, at what strategy are we using? Am I going to take mine first and my spouse will wait, or we're going to take it together, whatever it may be? I would want to make sure that I had that strategy ironed out so I'm ready to go. And I think, maybe the last one would be, I would want to understand that if the market has a downturn in the first few years of retirement, how does my plan stack up? And am I prepared for market volatility early in my career, or in my retirement? And how does my plan work if that happens? So reliable income, healthcare costs, Social Security, taxes, market volatility early in retirement. I think those are the things that I would really hone in on, make sure I had a pretty good idea of how that was going to be addressed, how it would affect me in retirement. So anyone retiring in 26, you want to look at those, we'll be glad to help you. Just give us a call, and it's something that you should definitely be monitoring as you're getting closer to retirement. So you have all of those boxes checked. There's a lot of others, and I could go on and on and on with a long list of what we need in retirement. But I think those are probably the top 4 or 5 that I would make sure that I understood before I pulled the trigger on that. So, all right, y'all have a great week. God bless. We'll talk to you soon.